Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to tonight's class, G4 class, and we're going to start with this short introduction at the start of the class. Can I just remind everyone to maintain respect for the Holy Quran by making sure that you have done your wuzu and you're covering your head and you're sitting in a quiet room. While you're waiting for the class to start, please make sure that you have logged in with your correct ID, switched off your camera, switched off your microphone as well, please. So the Holy Quran should be recited daily, and it should be recited regularly according to a set plan. You can fix a portion for daily reading rather than picking the Holy Quran once in a while and reading what you will. Irregular reading does not give you any benefit. Whether you decide on half a part for your daily reading or a full part or a few of them, the determined quota of reading must be recited daily without any laxity. The Holy Prophet ﷺ says that Allah loves worship which is performed regularly and is never missed. Irregularity indicates lack of enthusiasm, and the heart cannot be purified without enthusiasm and true love. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. Can I ask for one of the students, please, to recite one of the Quranic prayers, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Can I ask IDG 4865 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Can the student hear me? Assalamu alaikum. I
Yes.
think maybe we could try a different student.
Yeah. Can I ask IDG 4719 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Okay, Jazakallah for coming to the mic. Please start with Davuz and Tasmiyah and then kindly read this prayer here
Okay.
with the translation.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. My Lord, make me observe prayer and my children too. Our Lord, bestow thy grace on me and accept my prayer. Ameen.
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. So this was Hazrat Ibrahim's prayer, and there's two things that you need to make sure that you correct them. One is the ta marbuta. If you make a pause here, then this ta will lose the two dots and it will turn into a ha. So as-salah, like that. In carry continuation, you say as-salati. And the second thing is that we learned about the mud rule, the ya of elongation in this case, you prolong that for 2 seconds. I think that wasn't done. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, Jazakallah. Okay, can we have another student to read the hadith, please?
Can I ask IDG 4704 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, yes. So please read the Rood Sharif and then read this hadith here.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. An Abidullahi, sorry. An Abdullah ibn Amrin radiyallahu anhuma qala Rasulullah yuqalu
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yuqalu li sahibil Qur'ani ikrah wartaqi warattil kama turattilu fid dunya فإن منزلتك عند آخر آية تقرأ بها.
Jazakallah. So make sure that you prolong this alif of elongation for this meme, sorry, that you prolong it for 2 seconds because it's followed by an alif of elongation.
Okay.
And the second one, the same thing as well. So the meme is a maftu letter. It carries a fatha, same here, and it's followed by alif. And because of that, it will be prolonged for 2 seconds. So kama, okay?
Okay.
And this is a hamza alif with a sukoon on top. So we say iqra. So we make a slight sound of the hamza. Jazakallah. Can you read the translation, please?
Yeah. On the day of judgment, it will be said to the man devoted to the Quran.
Maybe also read this bit, please.
Oh, sorry. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Amr anhu reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, on the day of judgment, it will be said to the man devoted to the Quran, go on reciting the Quran and continue ascending in ranks in the heaven. Recite in the slow, rhythmic and melodious manner as you have been reading in worldly life. Your final place will be where you shall reach at the time of the last ayat of your recitation.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah. So next we're going to move on with a bit of the malfuzat for the class. And can we have another student for this, please?
Can I request IDG 4743 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Maybe we can try a different student.
Yeah. And can I request IDG 4814 to come on the mic, please?
Wa alaikum salam. So please read the malfuzat.
Sayings of the promised Messiah, peace be upon him. It is my belief that there are 3 components which God has bestowed on you for your guidance. First and foremost is the Quran, which elaborates on the oneness, glory, and greatness of God and resolves disputes between the Jews and Christians. For example, it settles the difference and misconception of whether or not Jesus, son of Mary, died an accursed death on the cross, and whether he was ever spiritually exalted thereafter, as all other prophets were. Further, the Quran forbids the worship of anything besides God, whether man, beast, moon, sun, star, material provisions or one's own ego. So beware and do not take a single step contrary to the teachings of God and the guidance of the Quran. I tell you truly that anyone who disregards even a small injunction of the 700 commandments of the Quran shuts upon himself the door of salvation. The way of true and perfect salvation has been opened by the Quran, and all else is its reflection. Therefore, study the Quran with deep contemplation and hold it very dear. Love is more than anything else.
Jazakallah Hasana Jazak. I'm going to request the teaching assistant for today to take over for the quiz, please.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's start the quiz for today. And question number 1 is, sorry, could we go to the next slide? Jazakallah. So question number 1, in which word the rule of idgham bil ghunna, which is joining without nasal sound, will be applied? Is it A, Rabbil Alameen, B, Hudal lil Muttaqeen, C, Wazkurullah, or D, Yawmiddin? So which one do you think is the correct answer? ST, if I could ask to unmute a student.
Can I ask IDG 4763 to come on the mic, please?
G4763.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Is it B?
That is right. B is correct. Hudal lil Muttaqeen. Jazakallah. Moving on to question number 2. How many prominent signs were given to Prophet Moses or Hazrat Musa alayhi salam according to the Holy Quran? Is it A, 11 signs, B, 13, C, 7, or D, 9? ST, could I have a student?
Can I ask IDG 4894 to come on the mic, please?
G4894.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Is the answer A, 11 signs?
Not quite. It was actually 9 signs.
Okay.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Question number 3. What is the meaning of the last word of the Holy Quran? Is it A, hypocrites? Is it B, righteous? C, people? Or is it D, Satan? ST, could I have a student?
Can I ask IDG 4775 come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I'm not quite sure, but I need to guess. Maybe D.
It's actually C, because the last word is the Surah An-Nas, so the word is actually An-Nas, which means people.
Okay.
Jazakallah. Question number 4. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam once mentioned that this chapter or surah has made me old. Which surah is being referred to? Is it A, chapter 11, Surah Hud? Is it B, chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah? Is it C, chapter 1, Surah Al-Fatiha? Or is it D, chapter 24, Surah An-Nur? Could I have a student on the mic?
Can I ask IDG 4800 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Is it A?
That is correct. Surah Hud is the one that's correct. Well done, Jazakallah. And last question is, which one is the first chapter or surah named after a prophet of Allah in the Holy Quran? Is it A, Surah Yusuf? Is it B, Surah Luqman? C, Surah Ibrahim? Or D, Surah Yunus? ST, can I have a student?
Can I request IDG 4757 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Is it A, Surah Yusuf?
It's not correct. D, Surah Yunus is the one.
Okay.
Jazakallah. This concludes today's quiz, and I'll pass it back to the DT.
Jazakallah, TA. So for the lesson of today, the topic is Qalqalah, and Qalqalah is, the meaning is a jerking or shaking sound, or you could also compare it to like an echo. There are 5 main letters of the Qalqalah rule, and they're called al-huruful Qalqalah. And these letters are Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, and Dal. So what makes a Qalqalah letter a Qalqalah letter? First of all, it has to be one of these 5 letters. Secondly, it must have a sukoon on top, this sign. And it usually will either be in the middle of a word. I think this is a little bit too thin. So it will either be in the middle of a word, it can be at the end of a word, or it could be like at the end of a verse as well, when you're pausing on a voweled Qalqalah letter. So here we can see this is a qaf, and it's the end of a verse, it has a Qalqalah. But because you're going to pause here, it turns into a sukoon. That's a bit too big now. And then in that case, this turns into a Qalqalah. So can we have a student just to read one of these lines?
Can I ask IDG 4851? Could you please unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Let's try another student. Can I ask IDG 4713 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Walaikum salam. So I'm going to read the first word just to show you how it's done. And then you can try with the second word, okay? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So the red one is the Qalqalah letter, and we will make like an echo sound or a shaking, jerking sound on that letter. So fawasatuna, fawasatuna. Can you try with the next word?
Ajaruhu.
Yeah, so this is an inverted dhamma, and what have we learned? That how long do we prolong this?
Long. 2 seconds.
That's right. So can you try it again?
Ajaruhu.
Yeah, that wasn't quite 2 seconds. Ajruhu.
Ajaruhu.
That's right. So this is a dhamma and this is an inverted dhamma, and they should have different. This is 1 second. This is 2 seconds elongation. Okay. Try this one. This word.
Yajidka.
Try again.
Yajidka.
Yeah, that's right. Yajidka. Yajidka.
Yajidka.
Very good. Can you try this one?
Ukhruj.
So you have to remember that the kha is not one of the Qalqalah letters. This is a jeem. But the jeem is, so this is a jeem with a sukoon on top. So we will make this the Qalqalah sound at the end of this word, okay?
Ukhruj.
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 Okay, so what you're doing, you're saying ukhruj, but that sound has to carry on for a little bit after you've said it. So it sounds like this. Not ukhruj, but ukhruj, like a bouncing sound. Ruj.
Ukhruj.
Yeah, that was better, but don't do that with the kha, okay? Jazakallah for coming on the mic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these examples, the rest of the examples out, and then we can do a proper practice on the further pages, inshallah. So from the first one again, fawasatuna, fawasatuna. And everybody that's sitting for the lesson can repeat behind me, even if their mics are off. Ajruhu, ajruhu. Yajidka, yajidka. Ukhruj, ukhruj. Farghab, farghab. Bilhaq. Dab, jad. Ahad. Ahad. Jazakallah if you read behind me. So on this page, you can see that there is a differentiation of Qalqalah, and there is mild, moderate, and strong. You might have seen that on the last page. These ones with the shadda sounded slightly more stressed in Qalqalah than these ones in the middle or at the end. And that's because there is different kinds of Qalqalah. So there are mild, moderate, and strong jerking pronunciation, and that depends on whether the letter of Qalqalah is in the middle or at the end of the word, or if it has a shadda on top. Okay. And when we're reading a word with a Qalqalah, we also have to look on the tafkhim and tarqiq categories in Arabic letters. And these are the letters that are heavy or light. So just make sure that you keep them in your mind. Here is an explanation of tafkhim. These are the 5 letters of Qalqalah again. And out of these 5 letters, 2 are thick, ta and qaf. You can see that your mouth goes round as well when you say that. And tarqiq, they are thin sounding, dal, jim, and ba. So maybe now we, while the ST unmute somebody, then you can listen to this word. It's called قطب جد. قطب جد. So this is a way to remember the 5 Qalqalah letters, because you're just combining them into one big one. So that way you have qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal as a way to remember. Okay. So qutb jaddin, this is how you can remember which are the Qalqalah letters. So do we have a student on the mic for some practice, please?
Can I ask IDG 4861 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
IDG 4861, come on the mic, please.
I think there seems to be a problem with some of the mics. So let's try that one more time. Is this student on the mic? Assalamu alaikum. Okay, I don't think so. Maybe we can try a different student.
Yeah. Can I ask IDG 4749 to come on the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah for coming on the mic. So can you tell me where the first Qalqalah letter in the first line is?
Subhanalladhi.
Well done. Which one is the Qalqalah letter?
Ba. Be.
Excellent. Ba. Yeah, in Arabic we say ba.
Ba, yes.
How about in the second line? Where is the Qalqalah?
Qaf. Iqtaraba linnasi.
Beautifully done, mashallah. How about the next Qalqalah letter? Where is it?
Qad afla. No, sorry. Same. Are you talking about the same word or the next word?
No, the same line.
Oh, okay. Qad aflaha.
Very good. And any more?
Not in this line.
Okay, but you can still finish these 2 words.
Okay. وقال الذين أمن خلق.
Very good. You read very well. Let's just read these 3 as well, and then we can move on to the surah practice.
Should I read from start on?
Yes.
Okay. وما أبرئ.
Very good.
ربما سبحان الذي قال ألم
Very good. Very good, very good. So you have done that beautifully. You applied all the rules we've learned so far. Well done. Jazakallah for coming on the mic. So I am going to hand over to the TA for the surah practice now.
Jazakumullah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hopefully you can see my screen.
Alaikum salam, yes.
Jazakumullah. Okay. Yes, we will practice a few more verses of Surah Yasin, that is the 36th chapter of the Holy Quran. And ST, can I have a student on the mic for the recitation practice?
Can I please request G4730 to please unmute your mic?
G4730. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay. Could you please tell me why the first letter of verse 23, the first word of verse 23 is in bigger in size, and it is also in bold writing? Can you tell me?
Is it because of the meaning?
No. Okay. Because we are starting a new part of the Holy Quran.
Yeah, sorry, I meant because we are starting a new part, so like to join it with the
Oh,
other
yes.
surahs.
Exactly, you are
Sorry,
right.
I didn't say it clearly.
Okay, so yes, we are still continuing the same Surah Yasin because it consists on on part 22 and 23 as well. And we are going to recite rest of the surah, and that is in part 23 of the Holy Quran, and its name is Wamaliya. So the first word of any juz or part of the Holy Quran is always written in bold writing to indicate that the new part of the Holy Quran is starting. With this, could you please start the recitation with Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني
شفاعتهم
شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون.
Jazakallah, you tried well. Okay, the very first mistake you made was prolonging short strokes. So can you name this stroke on top of the ra? G4730. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Fatha.
Fatha stroke, exactly. So it takes only a count, one count or a second to be pronounced. Okay, so these three letters have a Fatha stroke on top of these. So all these three letters will take a second each. Fatarani. Okay, and you know why I prolonged this noon followed by
Yeah.
a second?
Yeah, because it has
Yeah.
it's bearing a stroke, so it's 2 seconds.
Yes, a maksur letter or a letter with kasra is followed by ya sakin. So it makes it ya madhya, okay? Ya of elongation, ya of normal elongation, and it takes 2 seconds to be prolonged. Fatarani. So that's why I prolonged this noon with kasra for 2 seconds. And okay, let's move forward. Here. You pronounce this ta marbuta with the light nasal sound, that is incorrect. So whenever tanween is followed by alif, we should pronounce it with clear noon sound. Okay, so it is alihatan in yuridni. Okay, we should not prolong this tanween here. And here, what do you know about this dal sakin? What is it acting?
Is it Qalqalah?
Exactly. So what type of kalkala we will do here? Light, moderate, or
Is it light?
yes, light, because the kalkala letter or jerking letter is coming within or in the middle of a word. Okay, and how did you pronounce these words? Start from here.
Yuridni Rahmanu.
Okay. Do you know which rule you applied here on these blank letters?
I forgot the name, but you have to ignore the blank letter and join it with the.
Yes, and this is called combining or wasl. Okay, so in combining, we ignore blank letters which come within two words. Okay, and how did you pronounce these words? Start from here.
Bidurilla.
Okay, bidurilla without nasal sound.
Bidurilla.
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 Okay, what sign is it? What this mark is called? Shadda. Okay. So mushaddad letter is always pronounced with stress or emphasis. Okay. So here are two mushaddad letters. Both will be pronounced with a stress. Okay. Bidurri, bidurrin, and then when we will join it or merge it with next letter, it is bidurrilla. Okay, without any nasal sound, we will pronounce this. Inshallah, we will learn this rule of merging later. And whenever we stop on any place, suppose we are in short of breath or we are coughing due to any reason, if we stop, we should try to stop while completing a word. We shouldn't split a word while stopping. Okay, so shafa'atuhum is a complete word. We cannot stop in the middle of a word. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And what type of vow is it? Is it vow madhya or vow lean?
I'm not sure, sorry.
Okay, it is vow madhya because it is followed by a madmum letter, a letter with dhamma. So this is the difference between vow madhya and vow lean. Vow lean is preceded by a letter with fatha, and vow madhya is preceded by a letter with dhamma. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Jazakumullah. G4730. Well done. ST, can we have another student on the mic?
Can I please request G4724 to please unmute your mic?
G4724. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Okay, please start the recitation from verse 25. Yes, please. G4724, can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes, we can hear you. You can start recitation.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إني في ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون.
Jazakumullah, mashallah. You have a beautiful melodious voice, and you were reciting slowly and steadily. That is very good. That is also a key to good recitation. But there are just a few correction. Otherwise, mashallah, you recited well. So here, do you know Dawad? What type of letter is it?
Is it a thick letter?
Yes, it is a thick letter, and you were pronouncing it not in with fuller mouth or in thick sound. So try pronouncing this word again.
ضلال.
Yes, dalal. If you are stopping here, we can say dalal. Okay, well done. And what type of stroke is it?
فتح شوية.
Perfect. Or vertical fatha. Good. And what type of letter is ra here?
Is that also a thick letter?
Yes, so we should pronounce it with thick sound when it is carrying a stroke of fatha, because it is a conditionally thick letter. Sometimes we pronounce it with a thin sound, but here it is acting as a thick ra. So try pronouncing this word again, please.
بربكم.
Perfect. And why did you prolong this cough?
Because it had. Oh, I didn't mean to prolong the cough, but like the yes, because of the y, the ya there for 2 seconds.
Yes, because cough, this thick cough is followed by ya sakin, so it should be prolonged for 2 seconds. And the rule of normal elongation or mad is applied on this word, okay, or especially on this letter, okay. So is it a thick letter or a normal thin letter?
Is it a thick letter?
Yes, and mashallah, you pronounced it correctly with the thick in a thick sound with the fuller mouth. Qila. Yes. And how about this letter?
That's our haruf qalqalah.
Yes, we just learned haruf qalqalah. So how many types of haruf qalqalah are there? Do you remember?
5.
No, type of haruf
Also, like tafkhim and tarqiq.
There are 2 types, but when we talk about how much pressure we should give to the qalqala letter or how much jerk we should give, then we divide them in 3 categories, okay?
The mild, moderate, and strong. Okay.
Excellent. So it is called qalqalatu sughra. This is an example of qalqalatu sughra, the mild qalqala or the mild jerk. Okay, and rest are the example, the types qalqalatul mutawassita or qalqalatul kubra. We don't have those examples, but we have just done in our lesson. So, and what this ta is called? It is a different one, different from this ta. So what is it called? I just told everyone its name.
Well, I'm not too sure.
To our last student. So it is called ta marbuta. Okay. And the difference between this ta and this ta marbuta, one difference is of their shapes. Their shapes are different. And the sounds are same, but when we stop on ta marbuta, when we do pause on it, we change this ta into a ha, and you pronounced it correctly. That's good. And what type of ya is it? Okay, there are 2 different yas. They belong to different, they follow different rules. Okay, so can you tell me which rule apply on this ya or in this lam?
So would you prolong it for 2 seconds?
Yes, and what this rule is called?
I can't remember the name of the rule.
Okay, softening or lean. Okay, so this is ya lean. We pronounce its preceded letter, maftuh letter, with soft sound, and we elongate it for 2 seconds. Ya layta. Okay.
Mhm.
This is how we pronounce Yailin. And other ya, which we already have discussed, is Yai Madhya. It is always preceded by Maksur letter or letter with Kasra. Okay, so you can see the difference of Yailin and Yai Madhya here.
Yes.
So Yai Madhya is preceded by a Maftuh letter with Fatha, and Yailin is preceded by a Maksur letter or a letter with Kasra. Okay, Jazakumullah. Well done. G472. Misty, can we have another student on mic?
Can I please request G4775 to please unmute your mic?
G4775. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum salam. You can start recitation from verse number 28 from here.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بما غفر لي بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين.
Jazakillah, mashallah. Another beautiful recitation. You followed, mashallah, most of the rules. That means you are familiar with them because you were following them nicely, promptly. But here, how should we pronounce this noon? We haven't covered this rule in our course yet, but because you were following all the rules, hopefully you know that. How should we pronounce this noon?
I think Izhar. Izhar.
No, it is the opposite noon.
If
Yes. So how should we pronounce this word now? If Anzalna, yes, with the light nasal sound, sustained nasal sound. Okay, Anzalna. Okay, and mashallah, you took correct pauses here and here as well. Okay, so you change this ha into ishbaya ha into ha sakin while stopping. That is correct, and then you restarted your recitation from here. That is also correct and good. And here you change this hamza maksur hamza into hamza sakin. That is also correct. We should stop here like that, and then you continued because next letter is starting from wow. Next bit of the verse is starting from wow. It means and. So we can start. Usually we can start from here from wa. And here you forgot to prolong this noon. So how should we pronounce this word?
Should I read it again?
Yes.
Okay. كنا منزلين.
Yes, noon again with light nasal sound. Mozilin. Okay. Okay. And what's special with this noon? In this noon?
It's a tashdid.
Yes, so it is called noon mushaddad, and we do gunna on this noon, strong gunna. Okay, like you have done already. And you prolonged the last word, monzilin. And do you know what type of prolongation you did here? What type of mad you took here?
Yeah, Madhya.
Yes, and when we prolong the next letter after the Ya Madhiya was a mutharik letter. We changed it into a sakin letter, and then we could prolong this the end of the word as long as we could to
Yes.
make the recitation beautiful. And this type of elongation or this type of stretch is called madde aris or temporary elongation. Okay. When after mad letter, we change the mutaharik letter into sakin letter, and we can prolong the word or end of the word to make a recitation beautiful.
Okay.
More beautiful. Okay, so Jazakumullah, mashallah, you did well. G4 775. ST, can we have another student on mic?
Can I please request G4704 to please unmute your mic?
Could you please repeat the ID? G4
705.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Please repeat your ID.
G4704.
4. Okay, it is 704. Okay, G4704. Please start the recitation from verse 30 from here.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون.
Jazakumullah, mashallah, well done. Okay. Your recitation is nice, mashallah. Do you know why you prolong this alif? What type of alif is it?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, it is called alif of elongation or alif
Yeah.
madhiya. Okay, and do you remember the rule of mad letters?
Yeah, if it's alif, it needs to be preceded by a fatha letter. If it's a vowel, it needs to be preceded by a madmoon letter.
Yes.
And if it's a ya, it needs to be preceded by a kasra.
Kasra. Perfect. So there are three mad letters or letters of elongation, and one example is in front of you here. And what type of letter is it?
A thin letter?
Say again, please.
A thin letter.
I can't understand.
Is this a mutarik letter?
It is a mutharik letter and it is throat letter as well. Okay.
Okay.
So ha, ain and ha are pronounced from the middle of the throat. So try pronouncing this word again from here to here.
Swayhatam wahida.
Perfect. Well done. And what type of sign is it? What should we do on sign Jim?
We should stop.
Yes, it is up to the reader whether he wants to continue or to stop. Okay. And there's no need to repeat previous words while stopping here. So this is for our convenience. Okay. The Jim Waqf Jais. That's it. Well done, mashallah. G4 704. Well done. Jazakumullah. ST, we can have another ID.
Can I please request G4758 to please unmute your mic?
G4758. Assalamu alaikum. G4758.
I'll try a different ID. Can I please request G4800 to please unmute your mic?
G4800. Assalamu alaikum. G4800. Okay, Steve, can we have someone else?
Can I please request G4834 to please unmute your mic?
G4834. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Finally, someone is on the mic. So could you please start recitation from the start of the part 23 from here?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون.
One more verse, please.
Okay. أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني.
Okay, start reciting from here again. In yuridni rahmanu.
إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون.
Jazakallah, you tried well, but the major mistake or major corrections which which needs your attention is prolonging short strokes. So this is major mistake or lahne jali, because it can lead to the change of meanings. It can change the meanings of the words or change the translation. Okay, so make sure there are 3 short strokes: fatha stroke, kasra stroke, and dhamma stroke. These 3 short strokes should not be prolonged. They should not take more than 1 count to be pronounced. Okay.
Okay.
And then you can make your recitation beautiful if you take care of thin and if you could distinguish between thin and thick letters. So ta is a thick letter, so we pronounce it with thick sound with a fuller mouth to make our recitation more correct and beautiful. So this word is fatarani.
Fatarani.
Yes, ra will also be pronounced with thick sound. It is a conditionally thick letter. Not always thick, but conditionally thick. So here, 2 thick letters in this word, fatarani. Okay, and here as well, you were prolonging. Then another thing that you should do the recitation with some planning of making pauses where you want to stop. If you are in short of breath, you should start planning early to stop on some word while following the rules of waqf or pause. Okay. For instance, if you are in short of breath here, you could stop here and bring some changes in this word. Min duni. Okay. And then you could continue from you could give any meaningful start. You could continue from here or repeat a few words to restart your recitation. And what you have already repeated this word, and here you had to pronounce this noon with light nasal sound. ينقذون. Okay.
ينقذون.
Yes, good. Jazakillah, mashallah, you tried well. Keep focusing on the rules, inshallah you will improve. G4834, Jazakumullah. ST, can we have one last student on mic, or yes, we can have, just for one verse.
Can I please request G4757 to please unmute your mic?
G4757, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, could you please read one verse? Start from here, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين.
Jazakallah. We can't move, we can't read more because we are in short of time. So here, you recited well, but you can pronounce this dod with thick sound. Dalalim mubin. Try again.
ضلال مبين.
Yes. And I think we should stop here because we have to go back for recap and for concluding prayer. So I give mic back to our DT, Jazakillah, G4757 for recitation.
Jazakallah, TA. So I'll share my screen. Okay, so just to quickly go over the lesson that we have learned today. Today's lesson was about Qalqalah, and it is the 5 letters of Qalqalah, which are Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, and Dal. We have learned that there is mild, moderate, and strong Qalqalah depending on whether it is in the middle of a word, then it's a mild Qalqalah. If it's at the end of a word, it's a moderate Qalqalah. And if the word carries a shadda, or is it at the end of the verse, then you give it a hard Qalqalah. So these were basically the main things that we have learned, and we've done some practice with it as well. And I think I will now go to the prayers after recitation. Could we have a student for this, please?
Can I please request G4777 to please unmute your mic? G4777. Can I please request G4835 to please unmute your mic? G4835.
I'm not sure what's wrong with the mics, but maybe I can just quickly read this myself then. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. Our Lord, accept this from us, for thou art all hearing, all knowing. And it's the last reminder that you have to join the meetings with the correct ID, otherwise you might not be let into the class. Jazakallah asnal jaza. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.